Okay, so where is it now? No, here we go. So keep it simple. Okay, here we go. Draw a rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to show you this shortly. Sorry for those who are viewing later. I just forgot to record. Okay, then 15% of the top will be for a header or what the top section of your page. We are calling it a header, and the bottom of the page will be for the footer. Okay, but it's always just 15%, so it does make up a very small area at the top and at the bottom. Add a rough outline of how you want your content to look on your home page. As we saw in that other image just now, it's really just saying, here I want text, here I want a picture, here I want a table, here I want this. So it's more like just giving an idea. You might want to have columns, or you might want to have tables. With tables, we don't mean um, like an actual table. We basically just means rows and columns. Okay, so that is like a table. Okay. Add colors to the sections on your page the way you envision it to look. So you will just color the sections of your page the way you want it to look. And then complete the color box below by writing the hex color code for each of the 5 main colors of your web page. Now you are not doing this on paper, you are doing it on the computer. So I'm actually going to send you this in a Word document on your email, so that when you open it, you can simply copy this box, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, I already did it and I'm going to show you now. Then you can just complete the code by entering the code here. This is text color, this is text background color, this is your 3 design colors. So these are the things that you will be working with most. This doesn't mean you are limited to these 3 colors. It just means that you need 3 main colors. Those 3 main colors can come in all sorts of shades and whatnot, but for your website, these will be the main colors. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly pause. Okay, here we go. Okay, you have got a lot of stuff open here. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. Okay, if you cannot see this, then let me know. Okay, so this is copied from the Word document just the way it is. So I'm going to send this assessment task to you in a Word document as well. Just in case you are having trouble downloading it to your computer from Google Classroom. So what all you did was, or when you get your Word document, just click on this corner button and it will select your whole table, and then you just say copy and paste on a blank document like I've done here. So this is basically how we pasted it, and as you can see, it didn't really paste it very nicely, so I'm just gonna try and get this a little bit smaller again. So I'm just gonna say delete everywhere. And of course, you can delete these lines as well. So when you type your hex code now for text, what is Black's code? Let's go and check it out quickly while we are here. I'm just gonna quickly insert a shape so that I can change the colors. Okay, let's say for example, I want more full colors, and remember, this is how you can determine the RGB. Okay, this one doesn't show the RGB for black. But anyway, you can actually Google it and say hex code for black. Okay, so that is going to be what you enter here. Okay, so let's pretend it is going to be H or J E K da da da. It's not that, but I'm saying that. Okay, so my text background color is obviously going to be white. So you will Google the code for white and you enter it here. Yours doesn't have to be white. Okay, it doesn't have to be white. Mine is white. Okay, so text background should be white. But if you choose a color, don't choose yellow, don't choose red, don't choose green. Okay, just not those ones. Okay, and then of course your design color, depending on your color scheme, and that is your colors. Okay, so now if we follow the instructions, I'm just going to move this thing a bit down, and I'm going to change the layout to landscape, because this is basically how a web page will look. I'll move this thing later. It's a bit in my way now, so maybe I should rather move it to the top so that it's out of the way. Oh, it is just so big. Okay, you guys can make it a lot smaller. I wonder how small I can make it. If you delete hex code, the actual text hex code, I mean, I already asked for the hex code. It will also be a little bit smaller. Let's see how small we can get this thing. Okay, so that's okay as well. Okay, so now they said draw a rectangle on your box which will indicate a page. Okay, so I'm not going to use this space that I'm using for my color scheme. I'm just going to go and design it below that, because that is still fine. So this is going to be my page. Don't go over one page, because obviously it will have printing issues. So this is my page. The blue area is my page. Okay, obviously I don't want the background to be blue. I want the background to be white, so, or transparent rather. So I'm just going to go and select that. So this will be my screen. Now they said select a 15% at the top and a 15% at the bottom. So you can go ahead and take a rectangle shape again, and now you will select 15% of the top for your header. Okay, I'm going to leave it, let's not choose, I'm going to now choose, I'm just quickly going to make something up for colors. Let's say I'm choosing this color. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this exact same thing, copy, paste, because it's also 15% that you need for your footer. And here I'm going to pull it down over here. Okay. Um, I'm not spending too much time on cosmetics this morning, but you guys should definitely spend more time on cosmetics, especially if you do this for a good mark. Okay, so let's say for example, right, I've got my header and my footer going here. So now I'm going to insert, now I have to start planning my page and saying how it's going to be. Okay, so let's say for example, I'm going to use a logo. I made something different the other day with the rainbow and things like that. So that is one option. Today I'm going to try something new. So I'm going to just insert a regular shape. Let's say for example, my logo is going to be a circle. Obviously it's just to indicate what's going on here, and you can see it should probably not go over too much, but I'm going to use a little bit of this space for my menu items. Okay, so there's my logo. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it transparent for now, and I'm just going to write low. Okay, go back to my shape, logo. Right, you don't need to actually insert a logo, you just need to show where you're going to have your logo. Okay, then we're going to head on over here and we're going to start making some buttons. So the reason why I'm making my logo here is so that I can put my buttons over here. Okay, so let's try a different shade of green now, because otherwise it's going to look like everything is the same. Something like, let's do, yeah, I'm going to take yellow. Okay, copy, paste, 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 paste. Here we got a few of these things. So if you want them all to be the same size, I would recommend you just copy and pasting one. Make one and then just create a few of that one. Oopsie. Ooh, my stuff isn't lining up. Okay, of course, I'm not going to spend too much time on these. You must make it look pretty on your side. Okay, so here you will now have your buttons. So obviously this is the home page. Okay, so on the home page, we don't have a tab that says home page. But on the other pages, there will be a home page one. So here we will say about us. Here we will say online shop. Look, I'm not even knowing what business I'm doing this for. But anyway, contact us. Frequently asked questions. Oopsie. And then I'm going to also make one for newsletter and so on. Okay, so this is basically, you can see I'm not, yeah, it's bothering me so much that it's not lining up. But anyway, let's not focus on that. I don't have OCD. Okay, so this is just my my menu items where I envision them to be. And of course, here in this section over here, we will have the name of the business. Okay, so once again, I will select a text box to just tell you that I'm going to insert the name of the business here, name of the business. Ooh, what am I writing? Busyans. Okay. Okay, obviously I don't want a background color. I guess I'm just gonna choose another shape, otherwise it's gonna look so strange. I'm just gonna choose another rectangle. If you have a name for your business, okay, you can use that also. Okay, so it doesn't have to say name of my business. It can also say the name, whatever that is. Okay, so that's where I envision that to be. And then of course this still is open over here, but remember this section is usually used for things like if you have login, it will be login or search. Okay, I'm guessing you guys won't have logins and stuff like that, so it might be a search. Now you usually there's also like a little magnifying glass over here, so depending on what if you are able to find a little picture of a magnifying glass, you are welcome to use it. You can go to symbols and look for something there. For example, if you go to, I just want to get out of here, if you go to symbols, you will actually see very many symbols that you can use that may look like a magnifying glass, but you will probably have to go through them. So just showing you how to do that if it is something you wish to do. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here, but you may find something. I think so. Okay, so this is more or less my header. So let's go to the footer now. In the footer, we usually add contact details and we usually put social media links. So I'm just going to say here contact details and social media links. For example, if you had LinkedIn, if you had Facebook, if you had Instagram, if you had Twitter, what is that called now? X. So all of those things, if you have them, the little icons will usually be in the footer. Also copyright things as well. Okay. I'm just going to put it next to that. Copyright. Okay, so that brings us to the section in the middle where we are now going to decide how our homepage will look. Now, what it means with inserting a table, it means you can just go ahead and say insert table and you can actually draw yourself a table in here. But remember, this is a shape that we are working in. This is not a Word document anymore because I inserted all of these things are shapes. So it may be better to just go on with shapes since you won't be able to really insert a table on here. But the shape can also take the form of a table. So let's say, for example, I'm going to create my article here or my text. Okay, we are saying there should be balance. So if I'm making it more or less half, okay, I can change this to a white background. And in here, I will say text, not text. And then on this side, maybe I will have some photos and other things. So let's say, for example, on this side, I wish to have photos. Okay, it doesn't have to be the actual photo. I'm just going to say image. And over here, I'm going to say image. And of course, you're not going to use that background color like this. Okay, and now since it's balancing, I should still add something over here. So what I'm going to do is, let's say, for example, I'm going to add stories. Okay, so that can be in the form of a YouTube video or whatever. So I'm gonna say stories or videos or podcasts. You can still decide, but at least you're reserving the space for something like that. Okay, so once again, you will just make some copies of this to paste it so that all of them are more or less the same size. Yeah, I'm gonna just pull this one up a bit. Okay, so as you can see, we do have balance, we do have symmetry, we do have all. If we can tick all the boxes of what should be on our home page, we can also do that because the stuff we are added is essential. For example, logo, name, most attractive, most informative page, footer contains contact details, social media links, and we have some images and we have some other things happening here as well. So it maybe not doesn't look good yet, but once you start putting this thing together, it's gonna look good. Okay, so I'm just gonna change this color to something like that, and that's it. So you can now add to this or you can take away from this, all your choice. This doesn't have to look like this. It can be a whole written thing with some images at the bottom. It could be images at the top. It could be an image in the middle. Anything you desire, it can be that. So as long as you have balance, you have symmetry, you have all the other elements that there should be, if all of those things are there, then it will be great. All right, so let me just stop recording.